Nature preaches balance. And going on the thesis, how much do you need? And what do you do with it? And this is where we're out of balance. Now, is it proper for the government to come in and say this is the right wage? And I'd argue no, because there is no such thing as a right wage. The market should actually determine it. And this is very difficult to do because of, subsidies, rules, regulations, what's fair in this state might not be fair in that state, and on it goes. So it's a very difficult question to answer. But coming back to basics, we need to see where there is a balance. And if you go back to your initial part of the question about how do you view these billionaires, there is a documentary called I Am. And in that movie, it talks about in the 30s, during the Great Depression, how the general public viewed this extreme wealth as being something of a mental illness, that there was something really wrong with someone that couldn't get enough. In other words, again, you can't get enough because you're not satisfied. And this is an integrity, or really I'd go as far out on a limb to say a spiritual situation where unless we get together as human beings on a less of an intellectual level and a more of a heartfelt level what real meaning in life is, we get back to that where, back to the precious metals, the real integrity isn't questioned by anyone anywhere. So, an ounce of silver is as valuable to the lowest class as it is to the upper class. And there isn't any funny business in between, generally speaking. Mm-hmm. So now you have something that people can rely on, and you have a higher moral structure. Remember, I keep emphasizing that because in true free market capitalism, it's a win-win. You might have a great idea, Ross. You put it forth, and the market says, this is brilliant. It cost me less time and less money to go across London because of Ross's invention, and it flourishes. But you've benefited yourself, but you also benefited society at large. But if you go into the crony capitalism, which is pervasive now globally, what you have is, how can I rip off, mom and dad's IRA? Oh, I'll come up with this derivative product and promise them this, but here's what's really happening. Unless we get back on track and we understand, again, the spiritual, fundamental human right to speak the truth anywhere, always, and have your viewpoint heard, we really have lost a lot. And of course, we're not moving that direction.